Suck at the game. Please don't get knocked out. Neymar, don't you dare get knocked out.
That's a good one.
Center.
I got 1 point.
I'm dead.
That's good, that's good. Not looking good for the next
Neymar.
zone though.
Neymar!
Nice, nice. He's gonna go up next, isn't it?
Oh, where's Click?
Okay. So now it's a 50-50 if it goes to the right or to the left, but we hope for the left.
Someone join me on silver.
That's 2 points. Nice.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It goes to the right.
Okay, I would be out anyways though.
Unlucky.
Okay. So a bit right to the lakes outside. Yeah, there. Yeah, there. There it's good.
I don't know, feel like little greasy zone. Yeah. Like on the hill right on the greasy. Like that. Yeah.
Under greasy, there's like a group of trees under greasy. Yeah, okay, that's right. That's good.
Right next to Greasy Grove, like the road. Yeah, like right there.
I would say tilted or Rocky Reels, but I've been showing up last one picking tilted, so I'll pick Rocky Reels. Go on the bridge in between. Yeah, that.
It goes to the right. Not close.
Okay, never mind. River is not for good luck.
No. So far off.
Okay. We're not gonna be in next turn, are we? Yeah, great. Should have picked Rocky.
Come on.
There you have it. Their ability to predict the storms pretty dang good, and of course the point.
The opposite. All right, okay.
I was trying to be nice about it, Reese. Come on, man.
Look, we're sitting here in the back. We got them all wrong anyway, so we're just.
I didn't try. I was like, you know what? There's no way. I would have already been eliminated. I would have touched on the ground, opened one chest, and already been eliminated. It happens that way. You hate to see it, but it'd be what it be. Fortnite fam, if you're just tuning in and you're like, what's going on here? Shouldn't we be in game number 1? We did begin game number 1, but not everyone was aboard the battle bus. So we're scrapping that game, starting another 6 ahead of us just to make sure everyone can get into those games. It's all fair and even. And we're about to get ready to jump in just a few minutes from now. Also, don't forget Legends Landing. You guys seriously have to go check this out. We had an incredible team come in, create a competitive island for us to hang out in and watch FNCS together. There's, all kinds of incredible things there. There's a super dope battle bus in the middle with a giant Llamatron. There's all these games that you can win and compete against each other, glows to purchase. So many incredible things to check out. So please, just take a couple minutes out of your day. Go check it out. I promise you will not be disappointed. Now, with that being said, we do have about a minute before we jump on the bus and then we begin the competition. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? There's a few things I feel like I want to kind of touch on, but Boop, I'm kind of curious.
Guys, we're gonna go back here and do some
I'm just gonna throw you right in the fire. Right? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm not going to go too analytical. I'm just going to say this to the players. The reason why the battle bus didn't go is because you guys didn't thank the bus driver. I saw a statistic on Twitter before. About 30% of players actually thanked the bus driver in Grand Royale. Obviously this guy's not going to do his job well, so you guys need to thank the bus driver. Otherwise, you're just going to get left behind.
I hope you realize I'm going to be laser focused, eyes straight on that feed, seeing who is, who isn't. This time, I think, you know what, we've got the best stats man behind. I think we need to actually see exactly who hasn't been deduction point.
Punish them.
Wow. There you go, from the analytical minds of Reese Hub and Boop. Make sure you thank the bus driver. They are constantly working day in and day out, chauffeuring 100 players per match times whatever the number of matches are all happening at the same time globally. We appreciate what you do. I'm gonna jump off and give myself a victory boy out. All right, but you guys know what that means. It's time. We got 2 minutes before we jump in. We got to jump back over. We got 11-2K. We got Shywitch. They're gonna break down what they're excited about as we prepare for the game. We got the competition. Back over to you.
Thank you so much,
Zeke, Reese, and Boop. That was some exciting knowledge of bookshelf worth of just Baxter 11. That's like impressive first of all to hold it down like that. And now we're kind of getting into it. The issue I have 11 right now is I'm too excited. I don't know how to calm down. Game 1 of 6, and it's not even, you know, off the bus yet.
Yeah, it happens, man. It's been a while. It's been a couple months, actually. It has been quite a while since we had games of this level. So yeah, I just want to dive right into it. To be honest, I didn't know those bus drivers. I just don't thank the bus driver. That's his job, mate. You know, I'm sorry. I'm that guy. I'm not thanking the bus driver.
I mean, I guess that's why I win more games than you, and that's just how it goes. You gotta be polite to make sure you get a delightful win at the end of the day. But puns aside, you know, the game number 1, we talked about the importance a little bit of it right before, you know, the last time we were on Screen 11. Having a good start, how much does that mean to a player's mental? You've scrimmed with some of these players in the past. How does the vibe, you know, kind of change up?
Yeah, look, you want to start how you mean to finish. I think the big thing is certain players, you know, very young guys, you know, players who are still maturing, they can allow it to get
I don't know.
sometimes, right? And you don't want to let that throw off the rhythm. A lot of these players, not a lot of players, all of these players were just playing not too long ago, right? And so if you have your rhythm, if you're feeling good, you don't want to allow one bad start to off-rail that and really affect your chances of being able to make it to the finals. So first game doesn't go your way, look, you got time to reiterate, think about what went wrong, and go back again in the second.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of different ways to analyze it all, and I like the fact that you bring up rhythm. You know, there's definitely an ebb and flow inside the game. I feel like sometimes I'm just watching music while, you know, these players are running around the entire map, but that first song is almost starting, and there'll be 6 in total to go. You know, what point threshold there is, so many different questions that'll all happen after we see who gets that first victory royale. The end games have kind of been changed to be a little bit longer. We got Spider-Man's web gauntlets as well to make sure mobility is insane for every team if they have them. And then, of course, all the POIs around the map have changed as well. So many brand new things in this FNCS, and the most important is that it's duos. If you haven't watched in a hot minute, if you missed the last season, the Grand Royale, well, don't worry, it's game 1, and it's starting right now.
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. FNCS Qualifier 1, round 3. 50 duos, 8 spots, 2 excited casters. Shayo, there is nobody I'd rather spend this moment with than yourself, so I can't wait to get right into it.
Absolutely, likewise, my friend. You can see the entire map has switched up. We have the desert, we got some snow, some grass on the field, but most importantly, new spots, power players. You can see on the right side, Thomas HD, Vino as well on the bottom right. Won this last round, the best performance that we saw, but the best drop that Thomas on the top right is flying to is Covert Cavern. Guaranteed launch pads, but also 3 Titan duos who are fighting. Only one will make it out alive.
Yeah, since the spot's been added, lots and lots of action has gone down here. It plays a big part in how the games will continue to play, and you see instantly Thomas and Tayson with the better landings, forcing Joe and Vino to scurry away. But that's not it, right? There are still plenty of players in Covert, and there's still plenty of loot to be had. So while these guys had the upper hand just for now, things can quickly change. And so it's going to be about getting that loot as quickly as possible, getting yourself a loadout, and getting ready to really just go down and fight it up.
Yeah, a lot of duos, a lot of players were on go before set and ready, though, right before this all started already. 5 duos down, lays in with a few eliminations in the feed. Vino and Joe actually wrap all the way around and actually end up somewhere else beside Covert Cavern. Thomas HD and Tayson, though, will have the majority of the loot to rock with at the very start. I like Thomas on any team, by the way. A new duo, you know, you might see him playing last year in different trios and cash cups. He changes everyone's dynamic to always be the first step. He's always there before and making the first move before his opponents. That's why I feel like he's so powerful and why he likes that sniper rifle so much as well.
Yeah, it's been a long time in terms of Tayson in this duo, right, where he's had to sort of lead someone with him, and who better to lead than Thomas, right? You know, you give this guy an inch and he will take a mile, and so with the vault also available to them, right, even if you aren't the team actually at Covert that initially gets the key card and opens the vault, there's so much loot in there that duos will just roll in afterwards, and it's going to be, you know, really, really easy for you to find yourself a cheeky amount of shields and loot as well. So really, really nice so far. Pink actually going to get the reboot, but he's going to try to get away.
And did you see that? That's insane. That's a new mechanic. I'll explain in just a second. But Pink almost getting an us up. Thomas HD did not have a line of sight on Pink right there. He shot a tree behind him. Some trees actually fall down like logs and end up doing damage, displacing enemies. And because of this awesome lumberjack type action, Pink has now gone into a completely different game. He was about to be with a teammate up, ready to loot again. One chop of a tree, one block, and now he's just gone.
Yeah, and I'll be real to you, Pink. It's not great. If you want to be able to call a spot Pink split, you got to really, be able to put in the work there. He takes down Snazy there, which is obviously going to be nice, but wasn't able to get his teammate Anas up. There will still be time to do that in this lobby, but initially here, Pink and Anas not getting off to the brightest of starts.
Thomas and Taysom, though, they're looking really good, just racking up all the show possible as well. Chuck Splashes, if you guys have been keeping up with the content that Fortnite Competitive has been putting out, you will know that splashes have kind of spread around the entire map now. It's not just Slurpee and a few set POIs that have them. It's the majority of the map now that can kind of benefit from the free metal, from the free shield as well. And as a result, every player has a lot more minis to work with, and they need the extra boost. A lot of the time, Levin, if you were watching round 2, these games end up with 40 alive in like the second last zone still. Like it's going crazy. No one wants to go down. It seems like people are fighting for their life, and it's just the quals.
Look, people understand what's on the line, right? An opportunity to play in that finals is huge, and so making it through those games was tough. Some players might even find that these games are a bit easier than those, if anything, with just how intense those got. So, look, we'll see how these games sort of stack up in terms of players left alive as we get to those later zones. But yeah, round 2 was really, really difficult.
Yeah, let's specify the line, though. What do these players need to do? What are they shooting for to make the finals?
Honestly, right, in terms of getting that top 8, you want to make sure that you're consistent across these next 6 games, right? We've talked about certain teams being very aggressive, certain teams maybe not being able to get as many eliminations as they'd like. Ultimately, it comes down to who's going to make these end games, who's going to rack up them points when it matters. And it's no easy task. There's many different routes and paths you can take towards doing that, but that's where you want to be. You want to be in those end games, get into 5th zone and beyond. And so Floki Clement, a team that's on our screen here, a duo that's actually, played with each other last seasons throughout trios, has a lot of chemistry. They're definitely a team out of Chonkers who you'd expect to be able to make it to those phases of the game.
Yeah, I feel like Clement and Floki specifically are finally free now, all the way at Chonkers. Before, it seems like they were trapped by so many people around them, forced to do things like Letchi is right now. He's in an all-in situation going down. Unfortunate. But, it just seems like a lot of teams are now in a different spot entirely and get to play their games out with a fresh new set of stakes.
Yeah, Gogos and Eclipse will take out Letchi and Swilliam. That is not ideal. Letchi, one of the fan favorites, you'd say, in the competitive community around Europe, but off to a mediocre start right now out of Chonkers. It's going to be difficult, right? Boop in the pre-show talked about how some of these POIs you don't necessarily have to fight, and that's true, right? If everybody has that mutual understanding, but as soon as somebody steps on your toe, you got to respond, you got to retaliate, and unfortunately, Letchi wasn't able to there, so they will be back to the lobby. Kami, Seti, and Teak, this is really interesting. Of course, they have access to a Whiplash vehicle from their spot, and the reason why it's so great is because you can see how they're just able to traverse so much land in such quick time, get all the way across the map if necessary. Of course, the Whiplash allows you to boost as well if you need to really go the distance. And this is something this is just, basic competitive Fortnite mechanics. You can see he's picking up the Fireflies, right, to, hit the trees, make sure that they burn down. Means just more lines of sight, more vision, more opportunities to get yourself some surge tags. Just basic fundamentals there, but if you're at home and you're trying to get a bit better, something to pick up on.
Absolutely. Now we'll see a little bit of aggression coming through. Tooth on the back foot. Fusak actually pushing up, but this is the danger of trying to engage from a fight from such long range. A third party from the right side actually makes their entire push just turn into a vortex of shots. Now Future and Tooth have a little bit of that high ground, can't turn around, middle of a match, just hold them down. This is just unfortunate, already burning through those splashes. It seems like a little bit of an all-in already. The loadout from Tisa not looking good here on the top right. Putrick is looking high and mighty, though. He's fine, just waiting this out.
Yeah, this is one of them situations where Tooth and Putrick do have the advantage up above. They can put the pressure on, and it's going to be really hard for Resak and Teeson to actually put on a contest here. But they're going to play the waiting game, and they have time. They're in zone. No need to rush. No need to make any rash decisions. But it's going to be difficult here. Of course, you can see Putrick Tooth going to continue to farm loot up. They've not got their full loadout set. Going to need to get some materials as well. Futric struggling in that department, but in the meantime, they've got to worry about the players below them.
This is not the worst spot to just kind of base up and chill for a moment. We'll be shared on both sides in terms of just making sure each team can stay alive in this building, and a good vantage point for Futric more than most right now with Enigma 7. He can just look out at anyone he really wants to, take a few tags here and there. Andy with a pickup in the feed as well. So fights are still breaking down across the map, but this is where things start to might get a little bit slower overall. You want to make sure you're not making too many mistakes. You're talking about that loot level. I don't think Futric can afford to take trades right now. You just need to land shots and be careful because that shield amount is not that high. If that goes lower, the mat count is not that high either. There's not much left to farm until they actually get into an engagement down below. They're kind of stuck. It doesn't look like it in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah, at this stage in the game, you know, you really want to be on much higher amounts of materials than 17 builds, which is what Futric's on. So, you know, I wouldn't say you start hitting the panic button, but they have to start thinking of a plan. How are they going to get their material count up? Because if you get to endgame, that's all good and well, but if you can't get there with some good resources, you know, it's going to be a dire situation. You can see here, zone pulling towards the south. Rocky Reels just in, Greasy Grove just in, and all those players north going to start making their way down. Noah Riley and Aqua, one of those teams that will have to make that rotation at some point, and you can see them starting to make their way on now.
Yeah, this is like the part where I love watching Aqua the most. Whenever the zone goes into this little crunch style, right? Actually going a little bit more central, not going towards one of the biggest sides of the hemisphere of the zone. You don't have to go right or left. Everyone just needs to move in. Aqua ends up getting some crazy positions. It's from that point where sometimes, you know, Levany makes that call, let's just, you know, go height. Let's just forget everything and try to go for a main objective no matter how risky it is. Before that, though, this is where I think he's the most cerebral. Him and Noah Riley are going to be moving in ways no other team really can. I'm curious to see exactly where they choose to set up and why they do. With 75 players still alive, more importantly 38 teams, it's going to be pretty tight in terms of where they can actually, you know, just make a castle.
Man, you can see they're not white lining the zone, right? They are going, you know, further south towards the southeast, and you know, that's a conscious effort to actually go out there and make sure they have good positioning away from a lot of the players in the lobby. You can see here some fights going on in the zone. This is the stuff that gets rough, guys. You know, it's not easy going for everybody in the lobby. You can find yourself in those sticky situations outside of the safe zone, and you saw right there what can happen. It doesn't work out well a lot of the time.
This team talked about a little bit as well. Mustache and Malibuka, who, yeah, I kind of agree with Reese's take in terms of one of the most impressive teams that we've seen this entire season. If you look at Cash Cup placements, if you just look at the synergy these guys are rocking in with, it seems like every Cash Cup has a little bit of a different theme. Sometimes it's a little bit more Elam heavy. Sometimes the zones are kind of strange for everyone. No matter what the problem is, though, Mustache, Malibuka, they're there to adapt, and they look really good. Pink and Anos, though, in this instance, still stuck all the way in covert. Joe and Vino, it seems like everyone that's been pressured by Thomas and Tayson is left behind in the storm or having trouble bringing their way back into the game.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about how Covert has so much loot that, you know, you can come back at any point and find something, but, you know, we're starting to get a bit extreme here. Of course, you know, these guys will have a long way to go in terms of getting out, but there are vehicles available, and we'll expect them to start making those moves now. Pink and Anas, Joe and Vino, both two great teams, right? Two very interesting teams. Joe and Vino actually won round 2. That was just before this, so they'll be looking to try and, you know, match that momentum, keep that pace up. It's a bit of a rocky start. We saw off spawn, they got out-dropped by Tayson and Thomas, which isn't great ever. But unlike most people that go up against Tayson and Thomas, they were able to get out of it alive.
And you'll notice, too, if you're watching a bunch of these teams in Storm, there's a hissy noise. Your headset's not broken. Your speakers are fine. It's MedMist, which is a new addition to the season. It helps a lot of teams who like to have that little bit of zone play, especially in the early game, able to do that and then move that much more as well. It makes your scouting a lot better. It lets you get these items, do the strats that Levin's talking about, especially in the end game as well. You can stay active, follow your teammate, which is one of the most important things, especially in duos. You get lost, it's not like you have an extra support beam to kind of latch onto. You have to really stick side by side with your team, and you can dip in and out of the zone at full speed with the mist. So it's a huge addition. Joe will choose to use it at the start just to bolster up, as Levin mentioned, an unfortunate drop that got beat by Tayson and Thomas. And then now they're looking good inside the zone.
And we're seeing the effects of having that scuffed early game, right? You know, of course they are above on Surge, which is, you know, great positive, but you look at the loot, you look at the materials, in terms of a pathway to winning out this game, things get really difficult, right? This isn't going to be the easiest of journeys for them. at every stage in the game, they're going to be thinking, okay, how can we win this game with what we've got? If they're looking at that right now, there ain't many avenues. So where they go to farm, of course, you can see some brick here that they will definitely take at any opportunity, but plenty more still to be done. And of course, they got teams ahead of them in the zone trying to hold them back as well.
And imagine if like players could see the mat count that people have, like especially if there's some, if people knew how many mats Joe and Vino had right now, they would not be allowed. Too short to go on the ride for this moment. No rally Aqua. Look at this, bro. We blinked for what, a minute and a half? And they're at a god spot that shouldn't exist. Like, is this allowed? Do we have to have like a handicap on anyone Aqua plays with? Like, it doesn't matter what org he's on, doesn't matter what's going down. There's people will surge around him though. This is gonna be kind of insane. No rally on a different side. This man's an expert fighter though. They're just letting this other team simmer. Just absolutely smolter in the heat. And now it's Scram who's in trouble. Ref's guard below him. Aqua finally safe. And Noah Riley is about to go on the attack.
Yeah, Aqua did a good job there to just hold them off. He knows that those are two players that don't have many options in terms of time, and so Ref's guard and Scram will go down. It's a shame to see them fall, one of the longest standing duos we see in this lobby. They had literally played the last two FNCS with each other, which was years ago now, so they go down in this first game, but Noah Riley and Aqua doing a really good job there. Teams often overplay those situations, right? You know a team around you, you know, is fighting for Surge, and you give them what they want, you give them the fight. These guys did brilliantly there just to hold them off, let the time tick down. And now, on their journey to winning this first game, things are looking pretty good. Matt's looking good, Surge dealt with, and Spider-Man Mythic in hand as well, which we know how good these can be when it comes to those moving zones.
Absolutely, it's a full 10 charges of them too. So take a look at a little bit of the Storm fights, or Storm Surge fights, excuse me, that were happening. This is the specific one we just watched. Scram, so much in the inventory still. Everything ready. Unfortunate for him. The Achi's going in as well with Pixie. Unfortunate here too. It just seems like they're so close to having a little bit of an in at the end of the day, but it's just not possible. And that'll happen to so many teams around. This is insane though. Two big predictions, two big teams that everyone wants to be doing well. Cammy and Teak head to head with Hen and Queasy 11. I do not want these guys to fight this early.
Yeah, this is not a fight a lot of people want to see so early on. Two of the strongest teams in this lobby, for being real, right? If you're looking at just the who's coming into this with the biggest hearsay, these two are the teams that you would say.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the Jenga tower structure of this game right now, they're under pressure. Joe and Vino, who we saw before, who are also under pressure, go down. So the first place team from the last round is not going to be around for this first game.
Yeah, we got to be careful. Cammy and Teak going down. Be heartbreak for Boop, wouldn't it?
Not only that, I mean, it kind of changes the way the whole lobby plays. Teak and Cammy, if you guys have watched any of these players play, specifically even Teak in duos in DreamHack from last year, right? This man owns, like, he claims the space that he's on, right? He's a very active force, a loud man on the low ground. And, you know, if he's not around, that'll give a lot of people more room. If he is, though, 11, that's where things get freaky.
Yeah, these guys are great, right? Cammy probably been the best player so far in this new chapter in terms of just solo and duo performances. As you can see here, Andy definitely looking good, right? Of course, again, got that Spider-Man Mythic like we talked about. And they've already gotten 6 eliminations in this game. Most points of anybody else in the lobby. So already, some teams are coming in with the hot hand, ready to take on anybody. They don't care that it's a lobby filled with phenomenal players. They just want to come in and get some points.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only them, you know, looking hot with the elims. They look hot in general. Look at the left-hand POV real quick. Something I want to update you with. Those numbers usually mean nothing. They're just like, you know, what the team came in with and might be a team tag for them. This is now a specific live leaderboard type thing you can see. Those glowing lights from the sky, the number 1 besides the Andy and Zcod right now, are showing you that they're the first place team so far in the lobby. Not every other team can see that. It's just for our POV. It's just for everyone back home that's watching. And with these elims, that is why. That's why they're so far ahead. Everyone around them, their place, their number beside their name will also be changing as the game goes down. So you have a little bit more of a perspective. You don't have to do math. There's no more homework while you watch the game. We can kind of just see exactly what the stakes are and how the game actually is rolling out.
Sounds to me like Shire ain't a fan of homework.
I'm not, man. Hey, do your homework, first of all. But you can do stuff you're not a fan of, right? You don't even, sometimes you gotta, you know, get it done. And right now, Andy, I don't think he's a fan of this situation. He's gonna be in first for just a little bit. Might not be too long. He's already down. This is tough.
Yeah, his teammate goes down, and that leaves him all alone. And look, we've seen solo clutches so far in the season in Cash Cups and a lot, but in this kind of lobby, from this zone onwards, from 4th being a solo, it's not going to be easy. He's got the resources to make it work to some degree, but he would rather be in this kind of position here. Janice and Vortex, just 2 below, but they'll be able to sort that out with some ease. 100 above now, as you can see.
I'm going to bring back a word that you mentioned up 11 at the very start of this. It's called adaptation. I feel like this duo right here, it absolutely envelops that entire aspect. The very start of the season, they were the best, I feel like, out of the gate with their drop, with the way they played, how they meshed well in terms of just looking at the duo type of scene in general. And now it feels like even with this spot, they've adapted this to this lobby absolutely perfect.
Yeah, this is brilliant. They pull zone, and of course they are just tinkering along that line of being above and below on Surge, but you can see Vortex and Janice, very capable players, especially when it comes to their ability to aim. The MK rifles as well will be put to good use, and from this position, they've pulled zone. It's looking really good setting up for this endgame, and a lot of other players would really want to be in their position right now, if we're just being real.
It's tough overall, though, for a lot of teams. You're going to be thinking about what to do next from this standpoint. Even though you do have the zone, this is Rocky Reels. This is one of the more difficult sections of endgame when it comes to the map. Lots of mountains randomly getting into the way. It's not going to be the extreme of some of the big cliffs you see around the entire Fortnite island, but you won't expect obstacles coming straight out into your way. There's a lot more open sight lines, so there's more opportunities for Janice just being an absolute beambot right now. This is crazy. Reason down to just a sliver of HP. That was Vortex that was shooting there for just a second. My apologies, but you know, you look at either one of these players, Levin, they're just online.
And that's brilliant, right? Exactly, knowing that they have the power position, players are having to rotate into them and using that height advantage to perfection. Brilliant, brilliant stuff there from Vortex and Janice, and that's going to continue on throughout the rest of this one. Ziandi, though, right? We talked about the tough task he has on his hands. 5 charges left in that Spider-Man Mythic. Should be enough to get him through first moving if he uses it right. But he's just got to stay alive. He's got to make sure nobody figures out that he is a solo, because once they do, I'm telling you, they won't let him live for much, much longer. So he's just got to stay quiet here. Just, you know, peeking around, making sure he has the information where players are, but not trying to be too overzealous, not trying to make himself too big of a target.
He's got max pull now, though, and you saw that big overhead look on the left side just before. There's a no-man land he needs to get through. There's an entire slew of, what, 20 different duos that are going to be right in front of him, and in high ground that's going to be looking down, and that's Janice and Vortex, so don't let anyone move around whatsoever for free. To give you a kind of lowdown on who is just popping off for the moment, Tayson just got a big elimination onto Gogo, it seemed like right before, who actually eliminated Fast Roki, so there's a big power dynamic over there, and he's now on the move on the top side. He's going to get pressure all the way back in the storm, has the Spider-Man gauntlets to use, actually has a rough landing, and then gets beamed down. Unfortunately, that's where that first place run ends.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be tough, rotating inwards, even with the Spider-Man players taking advantage of the fact that, you know, he's in the air, he's vulnerable. And as we switch on over here to Tayson and Thomas, this is what I like to see from them. Oh, I spoke too soon. Thomas will fall straight through, take some fall damage, but he will be able to rekindle with Tayson. 8 below isn't great, but that should be fine as they move on over to that first moving zone. They've made their way through. They found some good positioning as well. Tayson just tarping ahead. We talked about how he will lead and Thomas will follow. But now it's going to be time to look for a refresh. Their mats are dwindling, and you can see them going towards the back of their tarp, looking for opportunities in the zone right before the second movement starts to pull.
Snake of a tarp with fangs at both ends. Looking for the first edit, tries to find a little bit of damage. Looks like Tayson might have seen a little bit of something. Mustache, though, goes down. 2 duels on the right side. A stair in the way that they won't be able to climb. No damage there. It's just unfortunate. It looks like Vidil ends up stealing that elimination. They have to keep rolling back. Got a little bit of total damage, though. 91 as they actually move up in layers. Tayson's going straight for the sky. How high are they planning on moving with this one? Rightfully down in the feed. Vidil picking up another. Janice is still active with Bubak going down. Every big name is here to play.
Saw how proactive Tayson was there, making sure as soon as the zone started to move, he was ahead of it, and this is why they want to position them in the front side, cut off any teams and get refreshes just like that. They will take Lazen down, and that's not going to be it for them. They're looking for more. They get that loot, and the mats are going to be really, really beneficial for them. So many players going down, though, Shayo. It's absolutely hectic, but these guys are trying to find a sprinkle of control.
while they go into the chaos. Thomas now down to 1 HP. It's all up to Tayson, who actually got out of the way before the horror show started back in those boxes. It's going to be just him with 300 wood available and a little bit of brick too. The tarp's going to be a little bit dangerous this high. He might have to just fall all the way down. No, he actually stays. That's going to be huge. Hen down. He just had height, so who's there now? It's Vidil. It's Reason. The yin and yang rolling in, just knowing exactly how to aggressively tear a lobby apart. They're not in first, though. That's going to be a team all the way down low who might be pressuring Tayson in front of his wall. Armor on the right side. Goodbye. No chance for pressure there, though. Tayson now has 3 different walls to focus on. Will he switch layers? Yes. He's all the way down to just 200 mass now, so every single wall will be absolutely crucial. Every single shot might give him a little bit more of a chance to stay in. Finds a healing enemy right before the wall places. Tayson's almost back in the game. Yes, it's a whole bunch of materials. High ground now is going to be up in his sights. It's going to be tough for Tayson, but he's making it work. A shot from the backside, and he blocks it off with a ramp, and still goes up for a little bit of a height take, then drops down. This man is like an active Lego set. He can adapt and move and do anything that he wants to do against 8 different teams.
I don't know how Tayson stayed alive for so long, but this is what Tayson does. We've seen him get crazy clutches, and even with these absolute monstrous teams above him, Tayson continues to find a way to stay up. Vidil and Reason doing a brilliant job of stopping anybody from usurping them on height, but now it's all eyes on Tayson. He's going to drop down very, very shambles, only got wood left, and he's trying to make himself as inconspicuous as possible. Doesn't want anybody to lay eyes on him, but he knows he will have to hit a big shot at some point. Zone is going to continue to pull, and things will get even more difficult as teams start to scurry their way over. Tayson just trying to sneak his way through on the front side. He's got a decent position right now, but it's not over. He has to get through, and he's going to start running into teams as he's on this low ground. He knows there's a team ahead of him in zone, and he needs to just try and find that right angle, that right shot. He's trying to squeeze it in. Only 23. That's not going to be enough, and so he chooses to dodge the fight, get up to his own builds, but he runs right back into another team. Tayson, you can't hit these shots. You can't keep staying alive, and he will go down. Tayson doing a brilliant job there, but it wasn't enough. Vidil and Reason now will look to close out the game, and they're going to need to get the eliminations as well as they do it.
They're going to try to take that first place spot from Phoenix down below. That low ground team just needs to stay alive. They'll have enough placement with the Elam combinations to take away that top spot for now, but Raisin actually goes down. Cammy is still alive. The trade comes in, and now it's a duo v solo, looks like, situation. One teammate knocked, thrown off to the side. Reason going to be trotting all the way down, looking for that last shot. Phoenix is on low HP. These guys are absolutely flawless. Perfect from the high ground. What a way to kick off EU with the most aggressive duo of history rolling in and taking that first game.
I can't believe they've come out and actually done it. Reason of a duo that many people doubted coming into this season, and they haven't quite been able to prove to people that they are still one of the top dogs, but I think this is just a way to shut the haters up. First game, first win, a brilliant way to start it off, and some brilliant displays from some of our other top teams. You can see Cammy and Teak as well. They ran deep into this game, and they got some crucial points, but it was Vidil and Reason who won that first game in brilliant fashion as well, Shai.
Absolutely. Lots of different surprises in that game, though, to break down all the action. We got the desk with Zeke, Reese, and Boo.
I feel like I betrayed Reason and Vidil. They were my options for predictions coming in on the day. And then I looked at the leaderboard, the leaderboards here, and I saw no Riley and Aqua, and I faltered. And you know, Vidil, Reason, that's on me. Okay, my apologies. I don't know why and how I forgot how incredible you guys are at the game, but you just showed everybody why you should be one of the duos to be considered going into the finals. My goodness. Really quickly, before we talk about this game, we talk about those highlights, those beams that were very easy when you're watching. You're like, those guys are in first place? I love that. I love that. Now, back to the game, of course. My goodness, this first one was crazy, Reese. I think coming into duo format in the brand new round of FNCS here, qualifier number 1, that was a pretty good way to start the competition.
Yeah, and what I find interesting is the fact that Vidil and Reason, kind of as Levin alluded to, were really good at the start of the season, made top 10 in 3 of the Cash Cups in a row, and then after that, where did they go? They vanished. They disappeared. They didn't put in the grind. They didn't practice. We know this chapter is very much so focused on who can do what, who can actually practice. This time, just going up on the high ground, absolutely dominating. Interestingly, only 5 eliminations, which from a super frag heavy team is almost like half of what you would expect. I was waiting to see 10 eliminations, and it was just 5. Yeah. Oh, I'm underwhelmed.
I mean, those guys, they sort of struggle in finals lobby sometimes, right? They did win those cash codes, but we know them ideally from trios that they struggled with Surge. But this time, I mean, it was a very good zone for them. And this was a zone right near Rocky Views here. And that is, I mean, these guys land Condo Canyon, right? So they're just going to be in that area. They have the best spots in the map. There's a ton of little hills and mountains basically in this area where you can just box up on, right? You can see the absolute congestion there on the south side of everyone trying to play dead side. But in the middle, you know, there's so many of those good players, but those zones, those are tough to play if you're just running from outside of this spot. But Video and Reason, I mean, expected to do well from there. I mean, they got zoned, right?
Yeah, and interestingly on top of that, right, you're talking about teams who did well from that area. Cammy and Teak, they actually dropped the Cammy split, as we've obviously mentioned at the top of the show already. Super close here. This was a really good zone for them. And also that, they capitalized on this. Super good game for them too. 6 eliminations. Now, on average, Cammy and Teak in the Cash Cups have been managed to get 3 eliminations per game. So coming out of that with a 6 elimination game like this is looking super strong for them. Third place is like very average for them, right? These guys are getting deep into end games. They're super consistent at making sure they are able to get those good placements, right? Like a third, like we've just seen here. The eliminations that they're popping off with right now is them on an absolute tear, and I'm excited to see the consistency that we know these guys can do from FNCS champions.
Absolutely. We got to take a look at this leaderboard, and this is actually something that caught me by surprise, right? Raisin and Phoenix ending the game with 8 eliminations, but look across the board, fellas. You've got another team in Stena and Red-Eyed MDR as well with the 8. So we're seeing a lot more of this early aggression like you guys have kind of hinted at. How are we feeling about this first game?
And eliminations coming through strong as always. I did see at one point that beam that you were talking about going over Raid's head. He was in first at one point during that end game, and obviously that 8 eliminations was the driving force behind that. If they can manage to keep that kind of flow up game after game for all 6 matches, these guys can easily hit that top 8, which is the important qualification threshold.
That's right. We'll have to see how things continue to unfold. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Boop.
It's all good.
Sounds like the bus is ready to go. So when we come back, I'm coming to you first. Get ready for it. But for now, gotta hang out with Shy Wager and Levin2K. We got more of these games to play. For you.
Thank you so much, Zeke. Always unexpected faces in that first game that upped the ante, Levin, up the stakes for everyone else. And now it's time for the legends of the duo scene to play catch up.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these teams bounce back after that first one. Of course, you know, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have expected to see Stena and Rayed out there with an 8 elimination game, but they went out and did it. And we know it's possible this season. The right combination, the right chemistry in endgame can lead to so many eliminations. So let's just jump right back into it. We got game 2 on the line, baby. Let's go.
All right, game number 2 is on the line, and we kind of got a flavor, a sense of how things rolled down. It's serious, it's high octane, it's action here in the FNCS, and we're barely even a third of the way through, Levin. So let's get right back to it. We got Covert Cavern coming through, seeing exactly how things end up there. It's a very early drop this time, and past that, Swollium, who went out early, Clement, who got off a little bit earlier as well, have their chance at redemption in the second game.
Yeah, we saw how things ended up for some of these teams in that first game. For Lecce and Swilliam, it wasn't so great, but they look like they have the worst drops here, so not going to be ideal. I don't expect some instant fighting, but we'll see. It looks like they actually are going to be contesting on these buildings nearby, so they've got to be careful. They have landed together, and Clement and Floki instantly looking to get in there, and Floki's got to be careful, takes a lick of damage. But instantly, you see those teams posturing to try and take the fight. Going to take some time now to get their materials up, prepare themselves for what seems to be inevitable now, that one of these 2 teams will go down. And don't forget, there is another team here at Chonkers as well.
You know, you're down bad 2 and all you have is a harpoon to deal with and pressure through, like, what, half a window at an enemy team, and your team is on a ramp beside you. Not a fun story. And there's Lecce rolling with the beam and missing. Completely uncharacteristic. Another player comes from the sidelines, and it's Clement that takes him out. Swilliam trying his best, but missing a few shots too. He's too smooth with it. Clement can't be tracked, and now Swilliam is left on the top side of his box. Clement, what was that movement?
All I can describe for Lecce and Swilliam there is they've had a howler. They've had an absolute howler. Not the greatest second game, is that? But Clement's got to be careful, because Floki goes down, and Ostroki and Kylie are well aware, and you can see Clement's taking some damage. And if you look at the bottom right, the green arrows honing in on him. That is going to be Kylie and Ostroki And this is going to get really difficult. He's obviously going to jump into the whiplash and try to get away, but they shoot out the tires, and so instantly now he's going to have a tough time getting away, and they will be on the chase. Oh, this is wonderful. We already got a high-speed race going on in the FNCS right now.
Up inside the desert too, not too moist whatsoever, just dry in terms of the strategies available, in terms of what you can really do. Clement's all in, not even sure if he has that card, what's going down with him right now, but in his brain, this man's mind just must be racing 1,000 thoughts per minute.
Yeah, you saw how quickly he wanted to get away, right? Because ultimately, at this stage, yep, they were able to get some damage off spawn. His teammate does go down, but, you know, they want to go out there and play this game out fully. So he did good to get out, as you said. Only left with a harpoon. Don't know how he survived that, man. That is absolute madness.
Oh, imagine the conversation for Leslie and Swilliam as well afterwards. No way Scram was... Okay. Thank goodness. I was like, I saw a missed shot with slow motion. If you've watched the broadcast before, it always ends up bad for the POV we're watching when that happens. But Scram rolls it in. That's unfortunate. Seeing your teammate get pickaxe beside you, and then that player gets away. I mean, that's a conversation and a half to have in, you know, pre-game lobby.
Well, like you said, man, Letshi missing shots with an SMG, that is so uncharacteristic. And of course, William missed some big shots, you know, with the shotgun as well. So, you know, we talked about how it's a high pressure environment. We talked about how players can struggle with that. These guys just missing shots, right? And that's, you know, due to the environment. More times than not, I would expect them to hit their shots, but in that case, they go down again. So instantly, 2 games off the bat where things just haven't gone your way. And then when you're in a fight for top 8 to try and qualify for the FNCS finals, it's not a great look. Not a great look at all.
Right now for Fury's POV, they're going to be fighting at the turbine, I believe, all the way down towards the south side of the map. Greasy right above them. Over here, there is a lot of action in pubs. You can see this place kind of used as like a very nice cinematic Spider-Man trailer type of thing as well, you know, swinging from side to side, but with only 10 shots left. And you don't see a lot of people using those gauntlets early game in this spot as well. Lots of metal available, lots of ways to get your game started low-key, but I'm not exactly sure what there is to fight for really over here. There's only about 12, 13 chests overall. Not too much action. Meanwhile, towards the middle-ish of the map, Tilted, this is a space that everyone always wants to fight for. I believe this is 3 or maybe...
Okay guys, we're gonna leave it now and we're gonna go do some so guys, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing some solos. Actually, hold on. The pit, let's do the pit. Right foot creep. Mad lad, who's that? Hey, I got bullies, just wanna kiki, wanna go leave the whole clip empty. Okay, we don't really look. There's about that person's good. Oh, sorry guys. There we go, guys. Is everybody muted? Now, guys, welcome to the stream. Also, please leave a like on the stream if you really enjoy this. I'm going to be playing some of the pit now, so guys, hope you enjoy it. Yo. Hot in the shots to red, though my bitch you bad like that, so I'm popping. Say you want fuck when I'm putting it up, it's your perspective. You also how to breathe, I'm taking this world, I'm picking my life, my band, I ain't my strength, but I'm not brown. I always do this, guys, not playing the pit. It's still going on for this. Bye bye. Are you serious? I can't even aim in. I can't even build a ramp. Hey, my brother! Hey, yo, my brother! Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Yo, let me add you real quick. Accept that, bro. Accept that. Accept it. Let me add you. Let's go! Let's be lost. Need a map. Let's go. Hey guys. Let's invite him. No! Yo, hello? Yo, hello?
Hey, up.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Yo, are you playing PlayStation?
Yeah.
I'm live.
Oh,
right
nice.
Now. Yeah, on YouTube.
Nice.
You wanna play some duels?
Let's play some of this.
Oh, okay. I'll still go.
Alright, sure. What's it? What's it? Christmas skin in the start. How's the Christmas skin with candy at? So I was like, oh, the same skin as me. So I thought I'd put it on.
How did you get the same skin as me? Bro, look, we literally look the same.
Innit?
Bro,
I was like, wait.
Who the hell is this?
Kid from my school. Should I kick him? Oh, he left.
Hey. You're an impersonator of me. JK. Wait, what rap do you have on?
I have this one.
I have this one.
Alright, nice.
Yo, we should be like the ultimate duo.
Innit?
Oh my god. Mom. My friend's away on holiday. Right, listen to this. My friend's away on holiday. My other friend is away on holiday for 1 week. My other friend is away on holiday. My other friend is away on holiday. And my other friend has gone to the shop.
Nice. Right, drop down.
Are
Go
you
for
ready?
kids.
Right, this is what I do. I slide down, then I impulse someone. Look, watch. Look how annoying I am. See the impulses? I like impulse people like that and make them annoyed. Bro. Okay, fine.
No idea. Probably in a PC.
Yo, bro.
I'm low on health, you know.
Oh, come here to me. Come here, I just saw you. Come here. Did you die?
Okay.
What's that? That's a Macro 74. Oh shit, I was trying to pick up Oh, GG's.
Don't like a 1v1, she's better.
Yeah, sure.
Go over there.
You're probably way better than me, but like, I've been recording for 51 minutes on my live.
Turn that off, take it to your room, Jono's on his way up.
You shouldn't fish it.
Do it.
Yeah, sure, that's 1v1, I guess.
This is the way.
Welcome to the Kitty Towers, come and play. Just remember, you might be too gay, but that's okay. Hey. Welcome to now Tilted Towers, come and play. Just remember, you might be so gay, but that's okay. Welcome to now Tilted Towers, come and play. Just remember, you might be so gay, but that's okay. Hey. Yo. And since we have both the same superhero combo. Yo, bro, I just had an awesome idea. Look, I can wear all black superhero. I can wear all black superhero.
Yeah, same. Who's that? Can you just let me do this?
You're gonna get me. Yeah, right. Is there anyone on there? Yeah. Get off it now.
Oh my days, let me finish this.
No, get off it. I told you 20 minutes ago. Off it, take it through.
Let me finish this.
No, go. Ollie, are you having it to coffee? No. Come on, move.
Wait.
Move. Now.
Wait, it's loading. Right, bye.
No, hold up. Let me talk to her. Let me talk to her. Hold up, let me talk to her. Let me talk to her. Please, let me.
This is the way.
Yo, what's good? You speaking English? Do an email if you speak it. Okay, well guys, I don't think I'm gonna be joining anyone. Bro!
This is the way.
Alright, let's go on the orbit 6 on
This is the way.
Guys, my TikTok is at glitcher23143. Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I fuck the shit out of you.
My friend here, Justin, he's already taken, and he's cracked at Fortnite, my guy.
What? The fuck? The fuck? Fuck it. Flop it. Twist it. Fuck it. Hey. Yo. Flop it. Twist it. Fuck it. Hey. Yo. No, let's get a heavy. Because it will be harder to hit. My friend here, Justin, he's already taken, and he's cracked out Fortnite, my guy. Thank you, Orba. I will enjoy this match. Why do I only have 50? Oh, the timer's going up. Stand in the corner. Oh, god damn it. It was so close. Whoa. Well, bro. Wee. Okay. Imagine if I hit that. That'll be insane. You're insane! Jarvis! Okay. Okay, come on. No! That bullet was so close though. Oh, this might be harder to hit with the heavy. Yeah, this is gonna be way harder to hit with the heavy. Hold up. But whatever's so close. Well, hold on. I just got a notification on my... I've been streaming for an hour. Look. Okay, thank you. Apple. Oh. Oh, come on! We're so close! You know what, guys? I know what's one we can do. It's like I'm on a clan. Bro, come on. Okay. I'm live. Well, you're gonna say, hey. Okay. Guys, we'll not stop recording until we hit with the heavy. Grapple. let's do this. If we hit right now, I promise you for the rest of my life, if that bullet just went a bit up, I'm taking a drink. Was that ASMR? You wanna see my ads, guys? I'm gonna go. Mama, you know what? Just leave him. Hold on. Me and yours sleep on the streets. Song was stuck on repeat. Had to get off the leash. You know when I'm getting up with the bad had to get off the leash. I knew I had to repeat. I was streaming for 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 13 seconds. This is how I can see how many viewers are in my life and how much time. Bro! Oh, I get it now. But guys, I can't even aim in. Let's see. I'm being dead serious. Oh, I deployed my glider. Oh. Well, at least we got through the hook. Yeah, and the maggot going in like I'm going by maggot. No. Down. It's probably gonna be stormy tomorrow. Guys, which vehicle should we use? Hoverboard. Bro! Is there something wrong with this map? Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Yes. What? Yeah, I did. I've got 2 now. Oh, yeah, in your room. I was sitting in my room because I was letting them watch this event or something. If I no scope this right now, I'm gay. How do you wreck the gang? Oh, I gotta go reach the body of the killer. I'll give you a beat for as long as it's off. With a pillow, I have a shot of you looking like Kevin the Sea with a kind of Wait guys, I wanna try something. If we get a chicken, hold on. Hold on. I need the chicken floating. No, and you're coming with me. No, and you're coming with me, chicken. Mommy, look at this. Mommy, say goodbye to myself. I'm going to space. Wait, hold on so I grappled onto the chicken. Hold on.
Love you.
Do you hit the cross part or something? Okay. Are you serious? Let's try that again. Okay, well guys, I'm gonna end off the stream here. Hope you all enjoyed, and this is AJ out.